I've been in IT and cybersecurity for over 25 years, but if I were to do it all over again, this is how I'd start. Most people trying to break into cybersecurity are solving the wrong problem. They think they need another certification, another course, another tool, or another acronym on their resume. And look, certifications can help, courses help, tools matter. But after 25 years in tech and cybersecurity, I can tell you that's not the whole game. If I were starting over in 2026, I would focus on 3 things. Number 1, getting close to real technology problems. 2, building proof that I can think like a security professional. And 3, learning how to explain risk in plain English. I've been in tech and cyber for a really long time. I've done GRC, PCI, pen testing, assessments, incident response, consulting, business ownership, security leadership. I've done so many different things, and I've watched so many people try to break into this field. But the thing is, some make it harder than it needs to be, because it's not because they're not smart, it's because they're following incomplete advice. And the advice normally sounds something like, go get your Security Plus, build a home lab, learn Linux, apply to SOC jobs, networking, and more. None of that's necessarily wrong, but it's incomplete. So let me give you the path that I would actually take. Here's the first thing that people need to understand. Cybersecurity is not really entry level. I know people that don't like hearing that, but it's true. Cybersecurity protects systems. So if you don't understand systems, security is going to feel really confusing. So you need to understand things like networks, servers, clouds, application, identity, endpoints, business processes, risk, people. We have to understand people. That doesn't mean that you need to master all of this before you get started, but it does mean that your first job might not be a job with security in the title. So instead, your first move might look like this: help desk, desktop support, networking, sysadmin, cloud support, IT audit, GRC analyst, compliance support. The thing is, don't look down on the bridge just because it's not the destination, because it's the bridge that's actually going to get you there. If I were to start over, I'd get as close as possible to real technology and real business problems as fast as possible, because cybersecurity isn't just theory, it's applied problem solving. The next thing, stop collecting certifications without building the proof that you actually have knowledge. This is where so many beginners, they get stuck. They collect certifications, but they don't build any evidence for themselves. I'm not anti-certification. I think certifications are great. They can open doors. They can help recruiters filter you. They can give you structure. They show that you have initiative to study, but a certification by itself does not prove that you can do the job. So what proves that you can do the job? How about proof of thinking, proof of execution, proof of communication? This could look like so many different things. A home lab write-up, a vulnerability explanation, a phishing email analysis, GRC control mapping, a network diagram with risks explained. And here's the key. Don't just say, I built a lab. Explain what you built, explain what you broke, explain what you learned, explain what it represents, and explain what you would recommend. This is what makes someone think, okay, this person actually gets it. If I were hiring, or even just if I were recommending somebody, I would rather see one clear project with a strong explanation than a full resume of random acronyms. So the next thing I would do is pick a lane. A lot of people say, I want to get into cybersecurity. Okay, but what part? Cybersecurity is not one job. There's different sectors that you can do. SOC, Blue Team, GRC, pen testing, cloud security, IAM, identity and access management, risk management, incident response, compliance. Those are all totally different worlds. And you know what? You don't need to know your forever path on day one. What you do need, though, is for that first door to open. If you chase everything, you're going to look so unfocused. If you pick a lane, you can build proof around that lane. For example, if you want to be a SOC analyst, build analysis examples, show logs, explain alerts, write mini incident reports, explain identity, logging, permissions, and even misconfigurations. Pick a lane, build around it, and adjust later. The next thing I would do is focus on communication. This is the skill that so many of the beginners, they ignore. Everybody wants to talk about tools. The tools matter, but if you can't explain what happened, why it matters, and what to do next, you're not very useful to that business. Security is not just finding problems. Security is helping people make better decisions about risk. So practice explaining things in plain English that everybody can understand, not just, well, the system's got a CVE whatever with the CVSS score of 9.8 with remote execute. That means nothing to most people. Instead, the system is exposed. This vulnerability could allow remote code execution. If exploited, could give an attacker control of a business critical server. I recommend doing this particular fix. That's a different level of communication. You can do that early in your career, you will stand out so easily. Now, most important are the things that I would not do if I were starting over. Don't chase every hot new tool that comes out. Don't pretend that cybersecurity is truly entry level. It's not. Don't wait until you feel like you're completely ready. I would not build a resume that looks like everyone else is out there, and I would not confuse learning with progress. Learning matters, but progress actually means producing evidence, a write-up, a project, a conversation, a better resume, a portfolio. That's what actually moves you forward. So if I had to start from 0 today, here's a 30-day plan. Week 1, pick a lane. Choose one door first. Maybe it's SOC, GRC, cloud security, pen testing, whatever makes sense for your background and what you like to do. Then read 20 real job descriptions and see if you like them. Don't just guess what the job is. Look at what companies are actually asking for. Week 2, build one small project that proves. Keep it small. Don't try to build a giant lab that you never get finished. Build one thing, but then document it very clearly. Analyze a phishing email. Map 5 controls to a small business scenario. Create a simple incident response checklist. Week 3, publish and document what you actually learned. This doesn't have to be fancy. Write it on LinkedIn, GitHub repo, make a PDF, build a small portfolio page. The point is to make your thinking actually visible. Week 4, take all of that and update your resume. Now your resume has proof, your LinkedIn profile has proof, your conversations have substance. Instead of saying, I'm passionate about cybersecurity, you can say, here's what I've been working on, here's what I learned, and here's the type of role that I'm actually targeting. So if I were breaking into cybersecurity in 2026, I would not start by chasing every new tool, certification, or the cybersecurity industry as a whole. I would get very close to technology, I would build proof, I would first pick a lane, and I would learn to explain risk very clearly. That's the path that I'd take. If you're trying to break into cybersecurity right now, drop a comment, tell me where you're at in the process. No experience, maybe you're already in IT, college student, military, career changer, maybe you're already applying, and I'll use those comments to make more videos that answer real people's questions with real issues that they're dealing with. And if you want practical cybersecurity career advice from someone who's been around probably way too long, feel free to subscribe. Take care.